Hey guys! This week's video is another art review, only this time it's a double review because I have markers and a marker pad. I just went to the art store today, actually two art stores. I got these at Joann's, Spectrum Noir markers, and I got this Canson marker pad at Michael's. So I was super excited to try them both. Since I have Copics, I would love to see how these compare to them. I've heard they aren't as good. Of course, Copics are very expensive, and that's because they're top-notch. But I thought I could experiment with these and see how they do compare and if I could use them. And the marker pad, I have never actually had specifically marker paper. So I thought now's a good time to try actual marker paper. The only thing about this is that I'm kind of a thick paper person and it's very thin, but it's very smooth and the markers should lay nice on there. So let's get this started. I cut off this piece so that I can just try out the markers before I put them on the paper. And now I'm just going to do a little sketch first before I start drawing. So since this is marker paper and has no grooves, the pencil comes off so well. There's barely any part of it left, as you can see. It used to be right there. So for those who haven't used marker paper or paper this smooth before, that's a huge plus if you're wanting to outline over the pencil and then erase the pencil part. You just have to be very careful when erasing because the paper will bunch up like this, and I actually did that right there and there's a slight crease. So erase lightly and try to only do little sections at a time. So since I have all the pencil erased except for the lines that I want to keep, I'm going to get the markers out, but first I'm going to test them on this strip and also maybe compare them to Copics. So here they are, and these are the colors supposedly. We'll see if they actually match because, you know, the caps on the markers don't even match these, and I've heard that the color on the cap don't match the marker inside, so we'll see which one is more accurate. These over here or the actual top of the cap. And here's the back. As you can see, this doesn't have a brush tip, but I believe you can buy those. They just come separately, and it has a chisel tip. So here we go. Oh, that's nice. They give you all the sets that they have. These all seem to come in sets of 6. I didn't see any singles at the store we were at. Although I did watch a video by Bailey J, and she said that she found some singles. I'm not sure where she did, but I'm sure they're out there somewhere. And as you can see, the colors are also on the back. So if these are closer to the actual colors in the marker than the caps are, then I'll probably just cut them out and somehow glue a portion onto the marker. This is supposed to be that color or this color. Let's see. I don't like that they don't label the tips like the Copic marker. See, on this one, they let you know this side is the brush tip and this side is the chisel tip. but this one doesn't have that. Oh, there it is. I was just kidding. But they're very hard to see, but at least they have that. That's very good. And also the shape of it is a hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, a hexagon. And so that prevents it from rolling on the table. So let's open this side. And this is... what is this called? I'm so used to Copics. Oh, a bullet tip. And then chisel tip on the back. Alright, so I'm going to color with this one first. That is actually pretty close. So that means that it's closer to the color on here than it is to that color. That's not even close. Here they are. And let me use the chisel tip real quick. Ooh, I actually really like that. So let me get a Copic marker real quick, because I think that this chisel tip on the Spectrum Noir is actually a bit more loose, less firm than the Copic marker tip. Yeah, I actually like the chisel tip on this. That's really nice. Alright, next color. This is, I'm doing this out of order, but this is BT9, and this is the color it says it is, but this color was closer to the tip, so we'll see what this one is like. Yep, that's definitely closer to the tip than it is on there. And let's try the chisel tip. I think these are bigger than the Copic markers. Yep, just a little bit. The chisel tip on Spectrum Noir is just slightly wider than Copic's. Here you go. And just for those who are curious, this Copic marker is B24. Alright. Again, I really like the chisel tip on here. It seems more easy, it seems like it'd be easier to fill something in, whereas the Copic one is just very firm. And people may disagree with me on that, they might like the Copic one better, but I don't know, I'm really liking the Spectrum. Here's BT4. Actually, you know what? Let's try to do this at least somewhat in order. BT5. Supposed to be this color again, but we know it's probably going to be that color. Where's... okay, there it is. Yep, again, it's definitely more closer to that. And you guys pretty much get the chisel tip, but I guess I'll just do it again to be consistent. There you go. Next one is BT4. And the BT, I'm assuming, stands for blue turquoise, because this was the turquoise pack. So, bullet tip. Again, it's more close to this color than that color, but still it's kind of off from the cap. And chisel tip. Okay, next one is BT2. Here it is. That's very light, but that's good because I want to have a light color in my spectrum of colors. By the way, I really do like the name Spectrum Noir. Spectrum because it always comes in like the family group of colors. So it's a spectrum of turquoises. Let's compare that to the cap. And to here. Honestly, this color looks a bit more like that color than this one. But this is actually getting a bit closer to what it's supposed to look like, according to that. And the last one is BT1, the lightest one. I'll hold it up so you can see it a little better because that's pretty light. Oops. There you go. And there we go. Now that is, the lighter they go, the closer they look to the color chart on the back. Here's BT1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. Oh, you know what? What am I doing? This is 9 and this is 7. See, I shouldn't have done it like that. I think as they dry, they end up looking a bit more like the color on the package, but still, that's pretty far off. And so is that one. But the lighter colors actually look like it. So there you go. There are the colors that I have. Unfortunately, I only bought one pack, so I don't have more colors than that. But I have a blending group of turquoise. So now we can see how they look on the marker paper. One little thing I would like to mention is that I kind of wish the color was printed on the side like it is with Copic markers. I can see that this is B24 and it is more visible on the side right here. Whereas with these three colors look so much alike that I have to pick them up to see which one is the lightest. And I can't actually tell from just looking at my colors over here, trying to figure out which one I want to use for the drawing. Another thing about this that I just noticed as soon as I started, I'm not super crazy about how these two colors were blending, and they're in the same family and they're very close to each other, so I thought they would blend a lot better. But let me just do a little example for you here. Here is BT4, and here is BT2. And the BT2 color is just so much lighter than 4 that it really doesn't blend that well. The BT2 and BT1, right next to each other, they blend pretty well. But it's just from here to here that I wasn't completely satisfied with. I'll have to see how the other colors do, but that is a problem for me. But that's okay. We'll keep going and see how everything else works. So again, we have some blending problems. BT7 and BT9 aren't going that great together because they're different shades. I can go over BT9 with BT7 and it looks fine, but BT9 is a completely different shade from BT7. You can see how this color pops more and this is more dull. So if you're comparing to Copic markers, and Copic markers have so many colors and so many different shades, they have more color intensity, less intensity, so these markers just, maybe they don't do that, and that's fine, but I was just comparing them to Copics and noticed that they don't have the same type of saturation. I'm definitely noticing that these markers give off more of a stench when you use them than Copics do. I can actually smell the alcohol, and when I'm using Copic markers, I usually can't. Also, these are more streaky than Copics, and I believe if I had used Copics, it would have blended more into each other. So give me just a second, and I will actually try that out with the Copic chisel tip on this paper. Yes, this is less streaky. Here are the separate here are the separate lines. You can just see them, but they're not as noticeable as this. And you can definitely see where I stopped and started with the marker. And I'll go over that maybe with one of the lighter colors or the same color to try to fix that. But there you have it. Since I only bought turquoise, a set of turquoise for the spectrum markers, I'm going to use Copic up here for the sun and the surrounding of that. So here's the picture before I add the touch-ups, and I'm just going to be outlining it and adding some white gel pen. But here it is before all of that. As far as the paper is concerned, I think it did pretty well. I have nothing to compare it to since I haven't used marker paper before. But the point of this review is my first reaction to it, so you can see me trying it for the first time. And I kind of maybe it's not like my favorite paper to use for Copics. I might try some different ones. It seemed to lay on the paper kind of weird. Maybe it just didn't blend well. I don't know. But I'll experiment with that later. Here's the back side of the paper just in case you're interested. It didn't bleed onto the desk, but you can definitely see it through the back. But of course it is a thin paper, so that's going to happen. The spectrum markers are very pigmented, and I really like that about them, but I really can't say that they're equal to Copics. Copics are on a whole nother level, that's why they're so expensive. But these markers are really good if you would like to try alcohol-based markers, and especially if you don't have that much money to spend on Copics, because I got this set of 6. I actually got it 50% off, so I got it for about $8, but the regular price is $15, and that's equal to 2 Copics, so you can definitely see there's no comparison in price. As I said, it didn't blend very well as I had hoped for. These are the colors in order. These aren't all the colors. There's one more, the lightest color right there. But I would have thought that they were going to blend better than that, but they didn't. And maybe they weren't even meant to, like Copics are. So overall, I like them, and I'll use them again. But I'm going to stick with Copics for now. And I hope you liked this review. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. You can stay to see me finish the picture, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! good if you want to just get into alcoholic markers. Oh my goodness, did I just say that?